Is it recording?
It's recording.
Okay, this is a video for rolled hems on a curved surface when you don't have a foot with a ball in it. These feet, this kind of foot right here with that ball is meant for a curved hem. And when I say curved, I mean that at one point it goes against the bias, and then at another point it goes with the grain. So if we just go, so this is bias, 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 grain, 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 bias, 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 bias. You see what I'm saying? Which could totally mess up your setup when you're trying to do a rolled hem because of the pull of the fabric, the strength of the fabric. Okay, so that's what this is for, is when you have that change in grain. But we don't have in this scenario, we don't have that balled foot. What we have is this foot. So these kind of feet is just like a spiral, and they come in different kind of diameters. So this one is a 1/8, which is pretty small. They come 1/8, 1/16, 1/4, a half, a whole inch, etc., etc., etc. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to set up here, Jacob, the PSI on your presser foot very high. Okay, so screw it down. Now, I'm running an industrial machine. For the most part, every machine should have this PSI adjuster. If it does not, you have a crap turd machine, throw it away, get a better machine. For reals. So, what you're going to want to do is set this high, like I said. Then you're going to want to turn the fabric up toward you. Okay? Turn it toward you, and then turn it again. Okay? Get it in and under the foot. Pretty dark. I'm sorry. It's a dark workroom. Oh, here we go again. We'll do it again. So turn it, doubled down. You can kind of finger press it if you want. Get it in there. Put your needle down into the fabric. Okay? Then pick up your foot. So at this point, your needle is acting like a pin, and it's holding the crease down. Then work the fold up into the spiral. You see what I did? Can you see it? Is it see? Can you see it? Okay. So now you turn on your machine and you go. Set your stitch length. Kind of like a normal stitch length, like just normal. And then so you got to keep so I'm not sure if you can see it. Keep folding the fabric as you go. The most important thing I can tell you is that you must set the PSI high. Or I'm not sure if you can tell, this is silk, very thin silk. This is like lining silk, like China silk or habitai. It's a habit. I have no idea. Anyway, it's very thin silk, and I cut it especially to do this little tutorial. So okay, now it's all well and good on this part. Okay, then I'm gonna come up to where the grain changes. Now, when the grain changes, you have to be aware. And so you can see right now the grain is changing here, and you can see that the turn is like running off of the grain because it wants to follow the grain. But I got to be kind of proactive and force it down. So when I get there, see what I did? I'm holding it with my finger in place where the grain is starting to turn. And you're actually going to make the foot turn around it. Don't let the turn come out of the spiral because it's going to want to. See how it's starting to come out? You got to push it in and keep it going. And sometimes, you know what? It's not going to work out and you're going to have to do it again. And that's why seam rippers were invented. But, you know, if you don't have the right foot for the job, sometimes you kind of have to work it through. But this is how you do it. You just keep turning and going and keep forcing it into the foot. And let the foot do its work. But you got to help it. See? See how it did? And then when you go to press it, set it with steam, and then the steam will kind of pull out these little puckers. You need a good iron. So now you can see I'm at the straight at this point. I'm at the straight of the grain here. And now it's wanting to run off. You see how it's wanting to run off this way? So you just got to go in the opposite direction now. Fold it. Sorry, my hands get in the way. But you fold it and you turn. See how it's wanting to go off? You just fold and turn. And sometimes it's going to work for you, and like at this point, it might not work for me. And that's XOL. You're just going to have to go back over it. Cry me a river, right? Cry me a river. And ta-da! We went around the curve, and now we're at the other bias at this point. We're at the opposite bias. So you see what you do. Okay? And then you go and press it, and it looks awesome. And it won't be wavy like that when you go to press it out. You'll steam it, it'll all get nice and flat. Okay, the end of my tutorial. Ta-da! You're welcome.
Now let me get the red light.
So it's set kind of normal. It's somewhere between 2 and 3, which I guess on a normal machine, like a regular home machine, would probably be between 3 and 4, I guess. I don't know what the metric measurement would be, but that's kind of like normal stitch length. Okay? And there's the foot.